alone in a crowd of rocket men, nursing his drink in the far corner of the old post town's only tavern. Kime. A single man strides in through the tavern door. Massively built, he wears a garb of a warrior. His soiled uniform bespeaks a long journey. Fatigue marks his face, but his eyes wear a penetrating gleam, the look of a fighting man on active duty. The tavern's din hushes instantly. Every drunken eye in the place fastened on the soldier with awe and gratitude. The long war with the neighboring country has ended at last, and the men who fought on the front lines are returning to their homes. So it is with this military man. The soldier takes a seat at the table next to Kimes, and downs a slug of liquor with the forcefulness of a hard drinker, a man who drinks to kill his pain. 2 cups. 3. 4. Another customer approaches him, bottle in hand, wearing an ingratiating grin, a typical crafty town punk. "Let me offer you a drink," wheedles the man, "as a token of gratitude for your heroic efforts on behalf of the fatherland." The soldier unsmilingly allows the man to fill his cup. "How was it at the front? I'm sure you performed many valiant deeds on the battlefield." The soldier empties his cup in silence. The punk refills the cup and adopts an ever more fawning smile. Now that we're friends, how about telling me some war tales? You got such big, strong arms. How many enemy soldiers did you kill?" Without a word, the soldier hurls the content of his cup in the man's face. The punk flies into a rage and draws his knife. No sooner does it leave its sheath than Kime's fist sends it flying through the air. Faced with the powerful united front of Kime and the soldier, the punk runs out muttering curses. The 2 big men watch him go, then share a faint smile. Kime doesn't have to speak with the soldier to know that he lives in deep sadness. For his part, the soldier, having cheated dead a number of times, is aware of the shadow that lurks in Kime's expression. The tavern's din returns. Kime and the soldier pour each other a drink. "I've got a wife and daughter I haven't seen since I shipped out," says the soldier. "It's been 3 long years." Lessenthal smiles shyly now for the first time as he takes a photograph of his wife and daughter from his pocket and shows it to Kime. The wife a woman of dewy freshness, the daughter still very young. "They're the reason I survived. The thought of going home to them alive was all that sustained me in battle." "Is your home far from here?" "No. My village is just over the next pass. I'm sure they heard the news that the war is over, and I can hardly wait to have me home." He could get there tonight if he wanted, too badly enough. It was that close. But the soldier drowns a mouthful of liquor and groans. "I'm afraid." "Afraid of what?" "I want to see my wife and daughter, but I'm afraid to have them see me. I don't know how many men I've killed these past 3 years. I had no choice. I had to do it to stay alive. If I was going to get back to my family, I had no choice but to kill one enemy soldier after another. And each and every one of those men had families they had left at home. It was the code of war, the soldier's destiny. To stay alive in battle, you had to go on killing men before they could kill you. I had no time to think about such things at the front. I was too busy trying to survive. I see it now though. Now that the war is over, 3 years of sin are carved into my face. This is the face of a killer. I don't want to show this face to my wife and daughter." The soldier pulls out a leather pouch from which he withdraws a small stone. He tells Kime that it is an unpolished gemstone, something he found shortly after he left for the battlefield. "A gemstone?" Kime asked, unconvinced. The stone on the table is dull black without a hint of the gleam a gem should have. It sparkled when I first found it. I was sure my daughter would love it when I brought it home to her. Gradually though, the stone lost its gleam and turned cloudy. Every time I killed an enemy soldier, something like the stain of his blood would rise to the surface of the stone. As you can see, it's almost solid black now after 3 years. The stone is stained by my sins I've committed. I call it my sin stone. You don't have to blame yourself so harshly, says Kime. You had to do it to stay alive. I know that, says the soldier. I know that, but still. Just like me, the men I killed had villages to go home to, and families waiting for them there. Oh, I didn't even notice the stone on the counter of the desk. The soldier then says to Kime, you too, I suppose. You must have a family. Kime gives his head a little shake. Not me, he says, no family. A home village at least. I don't have any place to go home to. Eternal traveler, eh? That's me. The soldier chuckles softly and gives Kime a sour smile. It is hard to tell how fully he believes what Kime has told him. He slips his sinstone into the leather pouch and says, you know what I think? If the stone turned darker every time I took a life, it ought to get some of its gleam back every time I save a life. I think it appeared just when the particles disappeared now. Yeah, also the sound is also changing to fit the story. It's quite nicely made actually, for just like a story piece. Instead of answering, Kime drains the last drop of liquor from his cup and rises from the table. The soldier remains in his chair and Kime, staring down at him, offers him these words of advice. If you have a place you can go home to, you should go to it. Just go, no matter how much guilt you may have weighing you down. I'm sure your wife and daughter will understand. You are no criminal, you're a hero. You fought your heart out to stay alive. I'm glad I met you, says the soldier. I needed to hear that. He holds his right hand out to Kime, who grasps it in return. I hope your travels go well, says the soldier. Oh. And your travels will soon be over, says Kime with a smile, starting for the door. Just then the punk charges at Kime from behind, wielding a pistol. Watch out, bellows the soldier and rushes after Kime. As Kime whirls around, the punk takes aim and shouts, you can't treat me like that, you son of a bitch. The soldier flies between the two men and takes a bullet in the gut. And so, as he desperately risks to, the soldier has saved someone's life. Ironically, it is the life of Kime, a man who can neither age nor die, that the soldier has traded his one and only life. Sprawled on the floor, nearly unconscious, the soldier thrusts his leather pouch into Kime's hand. Look at my sinstone, will you? Maybe, he says, chuckling weakly. Some of his shine has come back. Blood spurts from his mouth, strangling the laugh. Kime looks inside the bag and says, it's sparkling now. It's clean. It is, gasped the soldier. Good. My daughter will be so glad. He smiles with satisfaction and holds his hand out for the pouch. Gently, Kime lays the pouch on the palm of his hand and folds the man's finger over it. The soldier draws his last breath and the pouch falls to the floor. The dead man's face wears a peaceful expression. The stone, however, the man's sinstone, which has rolled from the open pouch, is as black as ever. This is fucking depressing! Jesus fuck! James, what have you gotten me into, you bastard?